People say I ain't no good, and I'm crazy as a loon. Cause I shave my head in the morning, pick guitar in the afternoon. Just like old Chief and Charlie, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but you better believe I got it made. Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, just leave this bald-headed country boy alone.
What's up, folks? Thank you all for tuning into the Josh Terry podcast. It has been a while. I had to take a little bit of a mental health break. For all who don't know, my father passed away on October the 16th, and I needed some breathing room for a little bit. And as I talk to y'all all the time about mental health and taking care of yourself, sometimes you got to just prioritize yourself before you put anybody else out there. And also, too, I want to thank all our new sponsors that have joined the show. And I wanted to make our first episode back to end out this year with these last probably 10 or 15 episodes, something special. And this one right here, I think, is going to be very special. This young lady has gone viral for all the right reasons. I'm going to let her tell a good bit about herself in just a second before we get into it. But I admire this young lady and what she's doing, putting churches on, she's putting them on the display right now in the ways they need to be put on display. Miss Nikalie, did I mess it up or did I get it right? Are you there?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Did it freeze?
I have no clue.
Well, I'll go back and edit that. But anyway, everybody, I want y'all to meet Miss Nikalie. I said a lot of good shit about you. It might have got messed up, but hey, that's what happens when you record through Zoom.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So I want you real fast before we get real into this deep dive about what has blown you up in the past couple of weeks on social media. Tell them about yourself and everything real fast. Where you're from, all that good shit, what you do for a living so they can admire you a little bit more, and just kind of a little bit about you.
So I'm a mom of 4. My oldest is 23. My youngest is 8. I was in the military for 10 years. I have done all kinds of things. I do tattoos and permanent makeup, and I'm also a drug addiction counselor. So yeah, a lot, a lot there.
Certified badass, it sounds like legit.
Yeah, in school right now, working my master's for mental health. So the start of your conversation, I immediately was like, oh, I feel that. Mental health breaks is much needed. So I'm also very sorry to hear about your dad.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Well, one of the things with this show is I'm a suicide survivor, 15 years ago. And I know that the good Lord kept me here so I could run my mouth and make it. Suicide used to be like shit coming out of my mouth. When I would say that word, it would taste like straight up just trash coming out of my mouth. And after I opened up about my problems and everything that I've been through, it's become just like another word to me. Mm-hmm. And I know that that's my purpose. Everybody's always looking for their purpose in life, but I'm a firm believer that you are your purpose. That everything you've been through and everything that you do has led you to being who you are right now. And that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to pay it forward, I guess. Yes. And so mental health is the biggest thing that I push on the show. We work with a lot of I didn't realize that you were a veteran. Thank you for that. I know y'all hate hearing that shit, but thank you either way. We work with a lot of veteran mental health charities like Creative Vets in Nashville, Mission 22. There's several, and that's kind of my favorite thing, dude. I would have never served. I wish I would have, but I was chicken shit. I was scared coming out of high school. I wish I would have. So I've got the utmost respect for anybody that served and know that they're not taken care of. Y'all are not taken care of mentally the way you should is the biggest injustice ever to me.
Yeah, I'm also a suicide survivor, so I relate to you a lot. It took me a really, really long time to get out of those depression episodes and 2 years of therapy. to get to where I am now, which is why now I want to do mental health myself and why I got into drug addiction counseling. So yeah, I'm glad you're still here.
Thank you. I'm glad you're here. That's literally what I was about to say. That's where you know somebody's been through some shit.
Yeah,
Like that's the to me, telling somebody that I'm proud of you and I'm glad you're still here are probably the two biggest compliments I can give
exactly.
anybody. And no, I didn't realize that about you. That makes me like you even more. I knew I was going to. Well, for those who don't know, uh, this young lady has been calling churches. I guess you started when government benefits got cut, right?
The day before, so I'll start on Halloween.
Okay, you started on Halloween. Okay.
Hmm.
So she started calling around churches and she was doing a social experiment to where she was seeing who would give, I guess it was just formula, not asking for money or anything
Nope.
like that, just formula, just help for a 2 month old child. Um, and at first, I'll be real with you. At first, when my buddy sent it to me, one of my artist friends from Nashville. Um, I didn't know what to make of it at first because I shortly found out that it wasn't an actual child you were calling for help for. The way they described it to me was this young lady is trying to get help for her 2 month old.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you were doing a social experiment. And at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like I thought you were just trying to not raise awareness.
Mm.
Not bring to light some shit that was in the dark. I thought you were just trying to start shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
And
a lot of people think that.
the more I saw your stuff,
Hmm.
one, I just like I said, I admired it, but it was something that had to be done, and I think you did it in a way that was perfect. Like I don't think anybody else, I just don't know why nobody has ever done this before.
Yeah,
So
I don't either.
kudos.
I honestly didn't even think it was going to go viral or people would care about it. And everybody keeps saying, "Oh my God, you're so brave for doing it." I was like, honestly, I did not give it that much thought to think I was doing something brave. Like, I'll be for real. Everybody keeps saying that. I'm like, I honestly didn't even think about it being controversial at all. I was just like, just gonna see what they say. Like, it was more of just for me, like, thing. And I'll just post, I have 300 followers. So I was like, the most my views was getting on that account was like 20. So I was like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna care about these videos. Like, and so it was crazy. It's been a whole like wild experience.
Well,
But
I think you exposed people,
yeah.
exposed pastors and stuff the way that no one else could, though. Like, no one's ever thought
Hmm.
about the way that you made it clear you were not asking for money. You were just
Yeah.
asking for help in a time where everyone's struggling. And let's be real, those churches aren't getting 100 phone calls a day. Those churches
Yeah.
ain't getting 10 phone calls a day, right? Like
Yeah.
asking for help. And the fact that I just to be crude here, the fact that you got a pastor driving a Bentley or you got
Yeah.
one driving $100,000 car, but yet they can't get off their high horse to help a youngin', that just shows like I'm a Christian. I don't know your background in faith or whatever,
Mm.
but like that's not what my God does. Like, and I have a problem with organized religion anyway.
Yeah.
But that's not what it's supposed to be about, and you exposed it in the best way possible.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I am spiritual. Like, I do believe in a higher power, a God. I don't do the churches.
I don't either.
It's not the church, it's the people that
Yeah.
go to those churches. But it's just me too. I just don't feel like I need to go to a church or a building to do what I'm supposed to do or be told what to do to be kind and
Well,
just be a good human.
yeah.
So,
Well, it says where two or more may gather is church. So
yeah.
technically, we're having church now. So I
Yeah.
mean, so like it's just when you get a chance to pray, you get a chance to give glory to God and all this kind of stuff. That's what you're supposed to do. But
Yeah.
also, okay, since my very first shows that I did after getting fired in radio, like I've always said that you got preachers in this world and you got warriors.
Hmm.
And the warriors are the ones that are battle scarred, they're broken, they're the ones that have just been through hell, but they still have faith and they lead by example instead of being squeaky clean, not really have been through much. And like I can't listen to a squeaky clean preacher anyway, somebody
Yeah.
that's never done anything. And for a long time now, I'm like, I'd rather be around warriors.
Yeah.
I'd rather be around people that have been through hell and still have faith than somebody that's living in a mansion. Like
Yeah.
the mega churches and stuff like that, they make me sick. Like that's not the way it was
Well,
supposed to
yeah, to
be.
me, I'm just like, if you can afford all that and do all that, like, you're not really helping the people at all
No.
either. So,
Yeah, I know that it says like you in the Bible and all that stuff that it's okay for you to earn money. Like
yeah,
it's okay and all that kind of stuff, but I just don't know how you justify like a Joel Olstein
yeah,
turning people away. And you've got a $8 million home.
yeah.
That makes no sense. I catch shit all the time, dude. I literally, I live in South Georgia, and when I worked in radio, I had like the number one radio show in the state of Georgia at the time for morning shows. And I love God. I just don't like a hypocrite. I,
Yeah, same.
there's something about it. I got turned away. I got into trouble when I was like 18 or 20, like in that range right here.
Yeah.
And one Sunday, I decided to go back to church. And this guy, I won't call out his name, but this guy, I've told a story 1,000 times. Everybody knows who the hell it is by now where I'm from. But this guy, after I had got out of a rehab detention center and everything, like trying to get my life together, I decided to go
Mhm.
back to church. And this person who was a teacher where I'm from, who taught JROTC where I'm from, and all this kind of stuff, like he looks at me and he's like, pretty much you shouldn't be here. Like the way he came at me, and he didn't say those exact words, but the way he came at me felt like I wasn't welcome there.
Yeah,
And it's like, isn't this where the sinners go? And this is
exactly.
where I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to get my shit together. And the second I walk in the door, I'm because what it was, and I don't know how you feel. A lot of these folks, when we walk into a church with our tattoos or whatever, our history of doing dumb shit, and they think because we're in there, it's going to mess up their social status. It's going to bring their church. Oh, they'll just let anybody in this church,
Yeah.
and
No,
that's
I feel that
sad.
way too. But here's the funny thing. I don't know if you've seen the video where I went to one of the churches that said yes, but
The old bald fellow.
yeah,
Yeah, he
so
had
like
me crying. I didn't
yeah,
see the
so I
one
went
with
to
you in
his
it.
church because I'm gonna go to the churches that said yes. And so I went to his church first because I'm closer to it. And like I go in because I'm gay. So like I go in and I'm sitting with my tattoos and he was very sure to like point that out really quick. But like not in a rude way, but it was
Yeah.
funny. So like I'm like very back of the pews, right? And so like we do the service. It was a good service and everything. And then like when I left, it started snowing. I was like, is this what it means when it says hell freezes over? Because I
Yeah.
went back to church. Because I
That's
hadn't been in like forever. I was like, that is so funny.
I,
But
I,
yeah, I thought it was funny.
I love
Because
that.
it hadn't snowed at all. And then the day that I went, it started snowing that night.
Hey, I'm real big on getting little signs in life that's letting you know you're
Hmm.
on your right path.
Yeah,
Like
same.
I don't have to be at the goal line. I don't want to be at the finish line of whatever I'm doing because then you got to start over again. But little stuff like that, regardless of what you feel about whatever or anybody else, like to me, I would have took that as like a little sign that like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
by
no, I feel that way. Like just seeing all the positive that's came out of it
yeah,
and people coming together, the churches and like, the community coming together. And like there was one pastor that bought pallets of baby formula to send to one of the pastors that said he wouldn't get baby formula. And like he was the one that did like the wig thing. And so he posted, I was like, that is awesome. It's petty,
what,
but it's awesome that you did that.
what's the wig thing? I didn't see that.
So one of the pastors that had said no, like said that he wouldn't get baby formula for anybody. That if somebody wanted baby formula, they can go get on WIC. Like he said that,
Oh,
and I was like they're doubling down. I was just like, oh my god. So another pastor sent his church a bunch of baby formula, just like a kind of like petty moment, but it was funny. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, at least somebody will get some baby formula.
I thought you said wig, not wick.
No, WIC, like
Okay. I was
baby
like, what
formula
does
WIC.
somebody do
Yeah,
with a fucking wig? I didn't know.
yeah,
Uh, that's great, dude.
yeah.
I really love seeing that one preacher, the one you went to. Uh,
Hmm.
the I now know why my friend was following you. By the way, we're a big fan of lesbians. Like I might as
We're
well be.
amazing. No, I'm just kidding.
No, y'all are. Y'all are. You're my favorite people alive. But my friend, she's a singer in Nashville, and she's one.
Uh-huh.
And she's the one that
Oh, I've
sent
seen
me.
pictures of you.
Yeah,
I did see some pictures, yeah.
and she sent me her stuff, your stuff, and she was like, "You have to have her on the show." And I know her type, and I'm not saying she was hitting on you or anything like that or whatever, but now I know why she was following you. That just makes all the more sense. Shout out to Brienne Young. Y'all go download all her music. I absolutely love her. She's a wonderful human being, one of my favorite people. But no, when I was watching that video of him and him getting kind of emotional in it,
Hmm.
that's the way things just need to be. Like the fact that, and I'm not saying that that preacher's not like that every Sunday, but you could kind of tell you lit a fire in him. And I'm hoping that some of these other preachers and stuff, you kind of lit a fire in them too, and their congregation holds them more accountable.
Hmm.
I think that's what the great thing about what you're doing is. And just, it's exposed, like I said, and I know I keep saying you're exposing things the right way. You're not trying to do anything shady or nothing like that or whatever. Like these churches are taking all this money for tithes and offerings and all this kind of stuff. That's the only thing in the Bible I do not agree with.
Yeah.
I do not agree with tithes and offerings. I don't know why I don't agree with it
But in the Bible,
exactly.
it says not to do that, though, right?
See,
I've
that's
seen people read like scriptures saying that they're not supposed to take it.
well, I don't. In my interpretation of it, is if you have it to give, then I think you should give.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody who struggles and goes paycheck to paycheck, and like God wants you to put faith in yourself, and if you're working your butt off and all you got is an extra $100 this week,
Yeah.
I don't think He wants you giving 10. I think He wants you giving glory, but also
Yeah.
too. This is where
No,
I'm a weird.
I agree.
This is
Yeah.
also where I'm a weirdo though. I I don't think the Bible hasn't been manipulated throughout time because men have held it and men are going to change things up like they do every day, even now, to fit their narrative and to make things align with whatever their beliefs are. And it just seems like at some point in time that somebody had a hold of it because we know that like books have been taken out
Yeah.
of it. And somebody's like, hey, I know how I'm going to get rich.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them taking donations as long as it goes back into the community. It's the
Hmm.
ones that pocket all of it just out of greed. That's
Yeah.
my problem with it. If they're using it to actually like help people, then go for it. But yeah, a lot of them are just greedy, and we've seen that all over social media. Like the pastor that was like degrading the woman that didn't have the 2,000. She was only donating 1,200. I was like, oh, I would have left. I've been like, let me have my money back. Bye. Like I
Yeah.
would have walked out.
Yeah. I don't get that. But I also, I don't get how people follow it. I don't get how people believe it. Like I have a 14-year-old daughter.
Mm,
And I had to explain to her what deception was this week. That sometimes you'll have somebody just saying everything in the world that you want, all the best of intentions, like
mm,
they're just giving off every good vibe. But is it the devil using that person and their words to get you out of line with your beliefs, even though it's making you feel some type of way? Or is it God actually pushing you in that way? And I think with a lot of these people that just follow some of these mega church preachers and all these other folks blindly, I think they're just falling for deception. I think
mm.
they're fools and they don't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, this is where I have the problem with religion. I'll just go ahead and get into it because you brought it up
I
a
know I
little
love
bit.
it. This is
So,
what I wanted to do.
yeah. So, with the Bible and the whole religion thing, is just how many people did the devil kill?
Yeah,
And I'm just like, and how many people has God killed?
yeah,
And then you also talk about deception. Well, the devil is down there like torturing the bad people, right? Which is, in my opinion, you go for it. They're
yeah,
bad people, they've done wrong. But God tortured innocent people. He
yeah.
killed innocent people. So I have a hard time following somebody that you all want me to believe killed innocent babies and kids and women and anybody. And you want me to be mad at the person that you claim as the devil when he's just down there torturing evil people and hasn't killed anybody. Like the
Well,
most you could say the devil has killed is maybe 12, which was Job's kids, which God told him to test
yeah,
and to kill. So I have just a hard time. I'm just like, is the devil really the bad one or is God the bad one? So to me, it's just a full on, full circle of deception.
it
So
is.
I have a hard time with that part of it. And so,
No, there's nothing wrong with it. God, in my belief, God wants you to ask questions. God
yeah.
wants you to figure
With
it
the
out.
church, you cannot ask questions.
No, well, that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, like, okay, put it like this: if you never question God and you never ask God, how's He ever supposed to give you an answer?
Yeah.
Like, if you just follow blindly
Yeah.
to what somebody says that's standing at in the bullpit or whatever, like you're not following God, you're following your pastor.
Yeah.
Like, and that doesn't make sense to me to a lot, but also like I have a huge problem with a lot of stuff. But to kind of answer your question there is until you get to heaven or hell, whichever one it is, you seem like a real sweetheart person. I don't think God would send you to hell. You don't seem like a bad person to me. He's using you right now.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not, or like it or not, he's using you. And maybe this is what brings you to where you see God, but you see God the way that he's meant to be seen in your eyes.
Yeah.
And like that, maybe. But till you get on the other side, you're not going to know if it was deception from the devil
Yeah.
or if it was God. Like every lesson that I've learned in life has been the hard way. E-
Same.
Every lesson that I've
Same.
ever learned. But I know when I get on the other side of pain every time, I'll have this moment of understanding and I'll realize that I had to go through something to figure out the next step or to make me and who I am today. If I wouldn't have been suicidal and depressed and all the kind of shit that I was back in the day and just so lost in this world, I wouldn't be the person I am now to where I get a chance daily to speak to millions of people. And I throw it out there all the time. I don't like organized religion because I've seen bikers, I've seen people that are covered in tattoos, I've seen all these folks that they condemn and they talk shit to and they look
Yeah.
down on, but they're the ones doing the toy drives for kids. They're the
Yeah.
one in their community raising money for the little girl with cancer or the people that are starving. This it's the people that are at the bottom of the barrel that still have faith, even though they've been through nothing but hell in their life, or the majority of their life's been hell, are the ones that are really affecting people and they don't want nothing from you.
Yeah.
Like
That
they're,
part. They do it without anything back.
yeah,
Like they don't want that. Yeah.
yeah, that's where I have a huge problem with it. And also too, I believe that everybody has a right to believe what they want to.
Yeah. Same.
I don't like mission trips. I get shit about this all the time. I don't like that people that I have known have gone to other countries that have their own beliefs, whether they're Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, whatever, and they try to tell them that they're wrong. Because the truth is,
Yeah. I
if
wouldn't do that. I mean,
eh,
even if you went, I wouldn't do that.
yeah, well, I know they want to just preach God's love and
Yeah.
everything like that. But if I was born in India, I'd be a Hindu. Like I would like to think that I come back to Jesus Christ because He's my Lord and Savior. But also at the end of the
Yeah.
day, what if I was so passionate in my beliefs over that? How do you go and tell somebody that your beliefs are right and that theirs are wrong? I
Yeah.
don't. There's a lot of it that I don't. I just don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way. I respect everybody's religion. I don't have anything against anybody and their beliefs just because I feel like if that's what gets you through life is having that and that's what your comfort is, more power to you. Like there
Yeah.
shouldn't be anybody to think unkindly of that. Like,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like
a lot.
even with like the Muslims and like Islam and stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, like 59 years of Islamophobia, like you like vanished it in one phone call." And I'm like, "Thank you, but it wasn't me."
Yeah. I was
But
blown
yeah, I
away
love
by
it.
that. I saw somebody shared the graph. And what was it like 9 out of 9 mosques or whatever said
No, I
yes?
only called one mosque.
Oh, okay. Well, there was, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me look at the thing because
Yeah, there was. I only called one mosque. They called me back. I called a bunch more, but they didn't answer the phone and they didn't call me back. That's just why I was like, people kept asking me to compare, and I was like, I can't because I only called one.
okay, okay.
But it was just how fast he answered, and a lot of people were just like, so in awe of, like, he just asked two questions, like, what kind do you want and where are you at? Can you come pick it up? So
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I
yeah.
just some people are doing it for the right reasons. Some people are up there trying to lead a flock for the right reasons, get them to heaven, and
Hmm.
some people's just trying to make their bank account bigger. And
Yeah.
you put them on blast, dude. What's been the most surreal moment since this started?
Um, Honestly, like the impact of it. Like I thought once it started going viral, I was like, okay, it's just gonna be like a couple states or something. And then it went like nationwide and then it went to other countries.
Yeah.
And so when it started getting to other countries, I was like, okay, like that was crazy. Like they did like an article about it in Morocco and Egypt and all kinds of stuff. And it's wild.
I
Yeah, I
speak
definitely thought it was just gonna be more like, well, at first I didn't think it was gonna be anything, but once it started going viral, I just thought it was gonna be like just the states, like just around me, not even like far out. But yeah, it's been crazy.
well,
But I love the impact of it
I do
though.
too. That's
Yeah.
you know, I and this is kind of crazy to say this, but like I've seen two things on social media this year that have had this type of impact. One was sadly Charlie Kirk getting assassinated, and then
Hmm.
this. But it's both leading people to see the good and bad of faith.
Yeah.
Like, but the only way that you make church better or you hold people accountable is sometimes they got to be exposed.
Yeah.
So
I
I
agree.
hope some of these churches have got rid of their pastors, to be honest, or at least I hope that there's been somebody like I picture this grumpy ass old white woman that's in a congregation somewhere and hearing her pastor that she's out never done anything but listen to everything he said. I want her to
Hmm.
start second guessing him because like my thing is like in my small town where I live at, I'm back and forth between here in Nashville, but I stay down here most of the time. But if I go and I throw a rock right now, I'm gonna hit three different churches. If those three different churches started preaching the same verses the same Sunday, but each one of the pastors had a different belief on what that scripture meant, which
Yeah.
one's right? Right? Like
Yeah.
which one's right, which one's was what two are wrong. That's what has to be what it means to you. And I think with what you've done, you've made people stop listening to what just that preacher's saying and start taking a deep dive and realize, well, this is the person that was leading me. What would my
Yeah.
pastor do right now if we called? Like, I hope you know that that's had to have happened. There's had to be,
Yeah.
there's
I
had,
saw a girl call her own church and she cried. I felt so bad because they said
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I was
I
like,
didn't,
it's one thing for me to call, but I can imagine it being my church and calling and then them saying no. That's gotta be like hard.
yeah, I didn't know that. I was just guessing that that's what people would do now
Yeah.
to see who they're following.
Yeah. It's sad. I mean, I don't necessarily like hope that people don't go to their church or like keep their same pastor. I hope that
Yeah.
the pastors are like, okay, like we found a flaw, like we're gonna fix it, we're gonna change things and take accountability and move forward, and grow from it.
Yeah.
I've seen that some of them are not. Those would be the churches I would leave. Are the ones
Yeah.
that's not willing to change or wake up, or like see anything wrong with what happened. But yeah, I'm hoping that more of them just open up and just take accountability. I've seen like a couple of them that did that. They apologized, said they were going to make changes and move forward. So,
Well, good. Maybe that's what I mean, that's what they definitely should do.
yeah.
I just, the ones that are doubling down
Yeah.
are mind blowing to me.
It
Like,
is.
it's the stupidest shit. That's the way you drive. That's why everybody gets so sick and tired of Christians. That's why everybody thinks that they'll call them Bible thumpers, Jesus freaks, whatever they call people.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like that right there's the hypocrite that at one point in time every one of us has met that has sat there and said, you're supposed to forgive and you're supposed to show God's love and you're supposed to be Christ-like and all this kind of stuff. But anytime I've ever asked you for help or I needed a hand, you you were busy or you
Yeah.
couldn't do it. And then I always love when they're like, "Well, you're not going to learn anything if you don't go through it yourself." Okay. Well, God's telling me to ask you for help right now, and I'm humbling myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you a story. So, like I said, I got in trouble when I was younger. I got in trouble twice. Both was for stealing. like scrap metal and bullshit and all this kind of stuff. But the first time that I got in trouble, I reached out and like wanted help and I wanted to get my shit together and I wanted to have a support system. I didn't know that I was depressed and I was a manic depressant and all this kind of stuff. I had no idea because
Yeah.
where I'm from in the South, you rub dirt on that shit if you're upset and you just move on. You tuck all
Yeah.
them feelings deep down and then it explodes. Well, when nobody was there for me, like I started lashing out again. I was like, well, this is my life. I might as well just do the same
Yeah.
stupid shit that I did before. And when they turn your back on you, you have to realize though that it's a person turning their back on you. It's not God.
Yeah.
It's somebody who also, like it says there dwelleth not, or what is it? Because I'm horrible at quoting scripture. I'm dyslexic and stupid. So like I'm just the worst at it anyway. But and no man's heart dwelleth good or something like that. I can't remember how it goes. But so we're all wicked. But it's like
Yeah.
if you've humbled yourself and you've asked for help and they say no to your face when you're trying to get your shit together, you're going to revert back to your old ways.
Yeah.
And they don't realize, especially like I said, unfortunately, people who look like me and you with tattoos, you have an alternative lifestyle, but you're probably I have to argue with folks about this all the time. People who have alternative lifestyles that I'm friends with, I will take over anybody that sits in a church pew on Sundays and just does it for because they've always done it. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand why if you're a good person, I don't think it doesn't matter what you do. Regardless of what it is, I think that you're
Yeah.
supposed to be
I
judged
agree.
as a good person.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's perfect. So I just feel like who can be perfect all the way around? I think the ones that pretend to be perfect, they do things that are way worse in the
Yeah.
closet. Um, and so it's just like they cover it up so much where people don't
Yeah.
see. And I think the rest of us, we're just like, we're human. Like we don't care to show those flaws.
Well, I've just never like not to get like too weird on you, but like if God knows everything that you do and he's the only one that matters, why would I take the time to hide what you call sin from you when
Yeah.
when my judge, jury, and my executioner already knows what I'm doing?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
why
that's the only person you have to answer to anyways.
yeah. I
So
don't
it's
have
like, why do you feel like I have to owe you an explanation or that you have to judge me? Like, that's the thing. Like, if I go to church too, it's just like, if you're not going to accept me for who I am, or
oh,
you're going to tell me like I'm living in sin, you're living in sin every day. We're
oh
all living
yeah.
in sin. So how are
Them
you going to
ju
tell me my sins is worse than your sins?
oh it's
So I
it
just don't like that hypocrisy.
I remember this one in the Bible though. It does say all sin is created equal.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. I can't stand when a good old Karen or a Jim Bob at some Southern church or just wherever, just they've done the most messed up shit, but because we wear ours on our sleeve, like I'm gonna wear my sins on my sleeve. If I want to do
Yeah.
something, I'm gonna do it. And if it's where it leads me down a bad road, hopefully the good Lord finds me and brings my sorry ass back home. And if it doesn't, then I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
I've talked more about God in bars and on this show than I ever had at a church. And that's the craziest thing to me. Like you doing this is gonna the fact that you didn't just show the bad shows in my opinion that God's using you. Like
Yeah.
it that like this was meant to happen. Like everything that you've done has led to this, and that's why it's becoming so viral, and that's why it's blowing up and it's causing change and it's making people look. There needs to be shit done different.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
like I said, I'm from the South. I'm nothing but the good old boy system where I'm from. And the good old boy system just don't work no more. Like
Yeah.
it's not fair to people. It's not fair to good people that get judged like a book by its cover. It doesn't work, dude. It doesn't.
Yeah, I get judged all the time, and I'm like, I'm out here every day helping people. So what do you do? Like, are you gonna judge me and tell me I don't do anything
Yeah.
just because of how I look or because I don't go sit in a church pew? But It is what it is. I don't hold weight to what people think like that, just because that's why I stay depressed so long. So I just kind of like
Right there.
do this. So my mind's, and this is why I tell my patients all the time too. I'm like, if something happens, either good or bad, but especially bad, like you scream it out, get mad, do whatever you gotta do, give it 5 minutes. After
Yeah.
that 5 minutes, let it go. If you can't change it, let it go. Because that's what got me out of my depression cycle, was just letting stuff go. Like, you do something to me, okay, I'm gonna be mad 5 minutes and then it's gone. I'm not even gonna sweat it anymore. And
I
it's really changed everything.
I was really bad about tucking it down and just
Hmm.
being like, it'll get better. It'll get better.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's different when I say this too, though. But like for me, expressing myself and getting it out and
Yeah.
talking about it. Like I have severe abandonment issues. Severe. So like anytime I get triggered or whatever, and I start feeling shit come up like that up, I have to talk about it. When my depression starts coming up, I have to talk about it, like all that kind of stuff. And if I didn't, I don't know if I'd be here. Like
Yeah.
it's everybody has to express themselves. And it sounds like you figured it out. I like
Yeah.
for yours, like if you got to talk about it 5 minutes and scream and holler and let it go, that's yours. But for me, I might bring it up in a month, like from now,
No, no,
but
you
it,
gotta bring it up now.
yeah, but it's like if I don't go ahead and blurt it out to you now, even though it makes me severely uncomfortable, then in a month or two from now, it's gonna fester so bad in me that when
Yeah.
it comes out, it's cancerous. Like it's gonna destroy everything around me.
Yeah. So I used to not speak on it at all because it was more just like shame. And then I was in the
Yeah,
military at the time too. So it was like I didn't want to be like kicked out or anything. So I kind of like kept it all in. But then after, I had my suicide attempt and stuff, and I woke up in the hospital, like I was so happy to be alive. And I was just like, I don't ever want to deal with that again. I still spent like 10 more years depressed, but I learned through it. Like I really had to start speaking up. So if I got really bad off, I would call my friend. I'm like, okay. And I would just have like code words. That way I didn't
yeah,
actually have to say it, but they knew what it meant. But yeah, speaking up is probably the hardest thing because of the shame.
yeah.
And yeah,
It took me. I tried to do it in 2010. In 2016, I put it on Facebook, and I had to share it. Like it got to the point to where it was so bad for me, and I thought I was healing and learning and everything, but I still had this like shame monkey on my back. Like, and it was where I was like, you know what? There's enough people around here that knows what I did. Like, and also we laugh about it because like I'm an idiot because I'm the only person who thought if you took 800 milligram ibuprofen, like a bunch of them, that it wouldn't. My liver is just fucked probably for the rest of my life.
yeah,
But
that's really bad on your liver.
like that's what I did, and
Yeah,
everybody knew, but they didn't know why. They didn't know that my head's been fucked up since I was a kid and all this kind of stuff.
yeah,
So I decided after some counseling and some therapy and all this other stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm my biggest fear is everybody knowing, but enough people do that it bothers me, and I'm so scared of anybody else knowing. So
yeah,
I'm just going to go ahead and expose myself. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Everybody already probably thinks I'm crazy or whatever, but like this is why I'm crazy. This is you have to know who I am. And when I did that, it's like the turning point of my life. I was just working for my dad back then doing drywall and all this kind of shit. But when I put it out on social media, as soon as I did, my inbox blew up, and it blew up with people that I had known my whole life that were crying and upset, but they were like, we deal with the same shit every single day. And like, thank you for sharing because now I don't feel like I'm alone. I don't feel crazy. I thought I was going to get the complete opposite. I remember like doing it, walking away from my phone for a couple hours and coming back, and it had exploded. And then what's really crazy is when I did do it, that's when radio stations started reaching out to me wanting to hire me. And that was my dream as a kid. Like it took me exposing myself and not to lead to where I'm at now. And
Yeah.
like, so it's like sometimes you have to put everything out there. You have to just be just insanely real about what's going on in your life and what you've been through.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, some of it might be deception or whatever, but I think that, God lets you go through hell so you know what heaven's worth. I think you're supposed to have doubts. I think you're supposed to have all this shit. But
Yeah.
if it all lines up the right way and things keep working for you, then you're probably doing what he designed you to do.
Yeah. I feel like even the lifestyle that we live or the things that we've done, like it helps us help other people to where we lift each other up. So I don't see anything
Yeah.
bad with it. Like somebody was trying to bash me in the beginning of this on Facebook because I was keeping it separate from my Facebook at first because those are people that actually know me, where TikTok is just like strangers. And then somebody was like, "Oh my God, like you're a dancer," and like da 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 da, and like XYZ. And I'm just like, and what is your point? I would still feed a starving baby. Like they
Yeah.
wouldn't. Like, what is your point of like calling that out? So like I put it over on TikTok, and then so many people was like, "Oh my God," like da da da, like they felt the same way. But it's just like when people try to downgrade. But do you feel like people were supposed to meet on purpose?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay. When is your birthday?
September the 10th.
Okay. That's not related. Okay. No, I was asking. No, I was asking, no, because it was ironic. Okay. So I didn't know all of this stuff about you when we
Yeah.
got on here. But the fact that we have so much in common, especially with like the suicide and stuff, um, my suicide attempt was in 2010,
Okay.
and I used pills as well. So I took 59 pills. It was 39 Ambien and some Percocets. So the other thing is my birthday's October 16th, and
No shit.
my stepmom died of an overdose on October 11th.
Ooh.
So right before my birthday, and then not this past October, but the before that, my best friend lost her husband, and his funeral was on my birthday,
Ooh.
and which is October 16th. So when you said that when we first started this call, I was like, oh my God, that's weird because I've always hated the month of October,
I do too.
um, for a really, really long time. But I've always hated October because of that, because like so many losses and stuff. But then when you start talking about your suicide and stuff like that, we both were in 2010. We both did it with pills, and we both overcome. Sorry, my dogs are gonna go crazy because somebody's at the door. Um, but I just feel like people are meant to meet
Yeah.
and share their stories, because I too in 2016 came out on social media about my suicide attempt because that's when I got out of the military. So I felt like it was safe enough for me to share it. And it's the same response that you got, I got too. So people was all in my inbox. And I realized in that moment, like we can't keep our stories to ourselves because
No.
it saves the next person.
Yeah.
So I just really hope like people understand that, because you do live in shame and embarrassment and stuff like that, and just like fear what people are going to think about you, what they're going to say about you. And so at the end of the day, though, there's so many people that are still stuck in that moment that you were when it happened, that I would much rather come out and share my truth and save somebody's life versus them feeling like they're alone and it happened, you know? And so I just think that that's amazing, that you also shared your story
Yeah.
and you got those same responses, because you probably saved way more people's lives than you even think.
Well, that's the thing, and I know this has happened to you too. So since there's a similarity, there's no way it hasn't. But like, I would tell everybody, and it does make you feel really, really good what I'm about to say. The first time somebody comes to you after you share the most traumatic thing in your life and something as bad as a suicide attempt, and someone comes up to you and they say, I was right there. I heard your story, and knowing that you're positive and that you have got through it is why I'm still here.
Yeah.
You helped me. You helped me not feel alone. The second you expose yourself and the thing that you're most scared about yourself that anybody else is find out or whatever, when you put that shame out there for the rest of the world to see and it helps someone else, all of a sudden it's not shame anymore.
Yeah.
All of a
It's
sudden
power.
just
Yeah.
yeah, you're taking your power back. You either can let your demons control you or you can control your demons. There
Yeah.
ain't Everybody's got them. Not a damn
Yeah.
person that's listening to me and you right now doesn't have demons. It's just
Yeah.
me and you are, this is fucked up to say, we're the lucky ones. We're the ones who said, nope, I'm not ever gonna feel that way again. And I like, don't get me wrong, I'm a manic. I'll have my moments to where like I'll lose my shit. But I
Yeah.
know now to where I used to dwell in it. I get up and I'll go for a fucking walk. I'll put my phone down. Like I know what triggers me. Like
Yeah, same.
I've done the work, and it's like if I feel something coming on, I'm not throwing a pity party for myself anymore. Like I'm gonna work through it. It's everybody has said this is the worst day of my life at some point in time,
Yeah.
and you made it through it. You made it through it to say that, oh my God, this is the worst day of my life again, about 3 years later or however long later. You're going to get through every bad day of your fucking life.
Yeah.
It's not one of those that you just got to be like, oh, I got to be done. There's no bright side for me. Like, that's not my daughter. Her name's Gracie. And she's my saving grace, is what we call her. But my suicide attempt was in 2010.
Mhm.
She was born September the 26th, 2011. She was born almost 10 months after my suicide attempt. And the good Lord knew what he was doing when he gave me that youngin'. And I'm just telling you, like, you don't know where your blessing's coming from.
Yeah.
Your blessing usually comes. That old stupid thing that people say is it's darkest right before the dawn. It's the
Yeah.
truth, but you have to fucking open the door. You got to open the
Yeah.
shades, and
Yeah.
you got to see that it's dawn outside now. You can't give up.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta help it. Yeah, I struggled with that for a long time, but I agree. You definitely have to be open, to change too. Just it's hard. It's hard to get out of that depression whenever you got so much building up on you, and you just feel overwhelmed and consumed with it. But it really is distracting your mind. Get up and go for a walk. Do
Yeah,
something positive. Like I have comfort shows, comfort food, comfort like
I color.
uh yeah, everything
Ah,
because I'm like if I start to feel like I'm getting depressed, I have to start doing all of that or else it is just a spiral.
yeah. You can't let that shit beat you. You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
And
it's your brain is so powerful though. It's just like people don't realize it, like how much power that you have, um, that you can control those moments.
yeah. I like when people, I heard at some point in time, they're like, there's a lot of people in this world who don't like science. But when you
Mm,
figure out what's wrong with you with science, it's a beautiful
mm,
day because you can fix it.
yeah,
Like, it's not that you're a fucked up person, it's you have a chemical imbalance. Something's wrong. You've been traumatized. You have triggers. You have
yeah.
all of this shit. When you start doing a deep dive into yourself and you start just learning why. I did last year. I went through a horrible breakup last summer. Horrible. I thought I was fixing to lose my shit so bad. And I did for about a month. I turned to substance abuse and all kind of shit that I'd never done before because my little fat ass heart was just crushed. Well, I finally was like, you know what? I've watched all this shit about doing mushrooms, and I've listened to all these people about how it rewires your brain and all this kind of stuff. I ended up doing a macro trip of psilocybin mushrooms, and I found out everything about myself, why I am the way I am, why I'm
Through
wired,
mushrooms.
the way. Well, I understand why everybody's like, go do a ayahuasca treatment, go do all of this. I figured out why I couldn't sleep with the TV off, why I had to have noise. I grew up in a house with a whole lot of domestic violence and fighting and shit all the
Mm,
time. And if I had the TV on, I had peace because I couldn't hear it. But what was scary in my house growing up was the silence. It was like the silence for the storm. You didn't know what was fixing to happen
mm.
or whatever. And mushrooms told me. Mushroom was like, this is why you have to have the TV on. Like,
Yeah, I cannot do silence. If it's
yeah,
silence, I'm like, y'all got to turn something on. I cannot do it.
yeah, I can't either.
Yeah.
There's something about silence that scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like I don't know if that scares me. It just makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Like I get really nervous. My anxiety goes through the roof, and I'm just like, we got to change it up. Yeah. Are you diagnosed with anything? Not to be
yeah,
personal.
manic.
What are you diagnosed with? I have BPD, so borderline personality
Okay,
disorder.
okay, okay. I've had I dated somebody not long ago that was that and schizo.
Oh,
And
that's a perfect combination.
no, it is not.
was sarcasm. I was like,
Oh
BPD is
yeah,
bad enough on its own.
yeah. How do you like just so people know, like, because when I tell everybody about my stuff, and we talk about it quite regularly on the show, it's where my highs are super fucking high. I'm the happiest person on the planet, and then my lows.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm a bum. I feel like I'm scum on the bottom of your shoe. I feel like there's nothing I can do to make anybody love me. Like I feel like an insane person. But I haven't had a manic episode in a long time. But I learned my shit. Like, and I'm still working on it. Like I could have one tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
I know that I could have one just
I
pop
just
up.
started mine today, so
Did you
hi.
really?
Yeah, like today was my first day. I was just telling someone, I was like, today, I'm like, I can feel it coming. I can feel it because once I was told, like, literally my first therapy appointment, she was like, okay, you got BPD. I'm like, hey, I'm like, the first day? How are you going to diagnose me the first day? Because I just went, I was like, here's everything. Tell me what's wrong.
Yeah.
And so she diagnosed me in one day, and then like once I started like researching it, I was like, oh my God, if that's not me. And so then
Yeah.
I just started studying it, and now I can tell when it's coming or not. But I do the same thing. I can tell when it's coming. It lasts about a week most of the time.
Hmm.
And then after that, I crash so hard.
Oh yeah.
But that week is adrenaline. Like I freaking love it. So she put me on medication for a little bit, and I got off of it because it
Me too.
numbed me out and I didn't have those highs and I didn't have the lows, but it was just like a median. I was like, I hate this. I
Yeah.
love my highs. So I don't take medication just because I love my highs. But yeah, so like in a week, oh my God, I can get so much stuff done. But yeah, the lows, I just learned how to manage it. And so that's where I go to my comfort shows and food and like somebody has to know that I'm like in an episode and I'm crashing. That way they
Yeah.
know it's coming. So yes, I'm like drag me out of my house because sometimes I'm like a hermit. I won't leave my house for a week. Like it gets really bad. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to like nothing. So I get it.
I've been there, but I'm extremely hard-headed. So like after my suicide attempt and everything, like I had to go to counseling and all that kind
Hmm.
of shit and everything, and I had to see a therapist for a little while, and they put me on pills. And my favorite thing about myself is my personality.
Hmm.
I can make, I don't care if I make anybody else laugh. I'm gonna make my fat ass laugh.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm funny. Like, and that might be another personality that I don't know I got, but I feel like sometimes I'm literally bringing joy to my life to where no one else can because I get my jokes. I get what I think
Yeah.
is funny. I have a very dark sense of humor. And it got to the point to where I was like, I'm not taking this medicine no more because I don't have my personality. Like
Yeah.
I'm melancholy. Like I'm right there in the middle. I don't feel nothing. Like
Yeah.
I'm numb. I hated feeling that way.
I hated that too. I was not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Even my girlfriend at the time, she was like, "What is wrong with you?" She's like, "You're not normal." I was like, "I don't feel nothing. Like just straight numb. Nothing. I didn't have a personality at
Mm-mm.
all. I don't feel like
Yeah. And
it's
that
crazy."
it does. And then that's when I just found the best thing ever though was instead of therapy, instead of pills, find support systems.
Hmm.
Find people that are like-minded. Find people that are going through the same thing you're going through. Become friends with those people because fucked up people don't judge fucked up people.
Yeah.
I can sit there and tell you, hey, I literally didn't bathe for 4 days last week and there's probably still Doritos in my bed and I think there's a fucking SpaghettiO in my beard still. Like, and they're like, oh shit, me too. To like,
Yeah.
and like, when you start sharing, that's why I love working with the veteran programs that we do so much. Because when those guys just want to open up, those men and women both want to open up and they want somebody to not judge them. But that's all of us though. Like
Yeah.
I love when I'm sitting there with someone and I'm describing what I go through, like how what we're doing right now. And I can look at your face and you're like, boy, if you think that's bad, let me tell you about this one time. Like there's something magical
Yeah.
about there's something special. I guess as bad as it is, I really do think the stuff that especially being given a platform right now. You have an opportunity what you want to do with it. I got asked when I was in radio by a magazine. They was like, "What do you want out of this? You know,
Hmm.
what do you want?" And I was like, "I want to be fucking rich. I want to be Howard Stern. What are you talking about? Like he's my guy. Like that's I want to be around hot women all day and run my mouth and tell stupid jokes. That's what I want to do." And I was trying to be funny, but we got into some deeper like conversations while that we were doing the magazine. And by the end of it, I was like, you know what, man? If I can just help one person from feeling like I did at my lowest,
Yeah.
that's probably worth more than all the money in the world. That's that's what it is. But that's why I know that what you're doing right now with your platform and even like us talking about this now, there's going to be somebody that it helps. It's gonna
Yeah.
make yeah, because men are the worst. Like men, they're not gonna go get help or
Yeah.
whatever. I had one episode of my show and it had nothing to do with mental health, but we were talking about I'm 38 years old, and at the time, this is like a year or two ago, I went and got my testosterone checked. And because I was getting fat, I was over 300 pounds at one point in time in my life, but about this time I was about 160 or 260. And I went to go get my testosterone checked. So I was like, I feel like an old fucking man all the time. Some things aren't working the way that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going on Viagra at fucking 36 years old. What's going on
Yeah.
here? Like this sounds stupid. And just by me talking about me going to get my testosterone checked, I can't tell you how many husbands and wives reached out. So I know when you're talking about mental health and all this kind of stuff that there's somebody who will never ever say anything to you, but they're hearing you for a reason.
Yeah.
But if we wouldn't have been through the shit that we've been through, we couldn't be a good example for what it's like on the other side.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild. You should be proud of yourself. I don't know if you are or not, but like,
I'm proud of everybody that's doing something. Not really myself because like I said, didn't put much like thought into it to deserve to be thanked. Like I was just
yeah, but
doing it on a
don't be
whim,
humble.
but like to
Don't you
see
be humble.
other people step up and do
Yeah.
something is what I'm proud of because
Yeah, but you
that's
do.
like the whole chain of effect
Yeah,
though.
the
Like everything
butterfly
happens
effect.
for yeah, everything happens for a reason
Yeah,
and they just took off with it and I think it's amazing. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
but you were a catalyst for it in the first place. And I know I've said it 3 or 4 times. The way that you did it, you wasn't like you wasn't trying to start shit. You wasn't like belittling these people.
Hmm.
You were just showing what they did. You gave them a chance to be a good person. You
Yeah.
gave them a moment in time to do the right thing. And people that we trust, people that we go to in our faith, people that we go to counsel us, and all this kind of stuff, you're seeing now the way that you did it and only how you did it. You're seeing that, you know what? Maybe I can't just look to this.
Yeah.
Like, and that's something that I think even God be proud of.
Yeah.
Like, he don't want his children. He don't want people that's using his name to have a living, being a preacher and whatever. He don't want them making money and like just letting a baby starve. I'll never forgive Joel. I don't care who comes up to me. Joel Osteen could shake my hand tomorrow. And during the floods or the hurricanes a couple years ago, I think this was 19, yeah, somewhere around there. I went with some of my friends down to Houston and Lake Charles, Louisiana, in duck boats to try to deliver waters and all this kind of stuff and everything. And when we found out that a mega church was turning people away, I've disliked that guy ever since then. And there's something about anybody that's got that much money
Yeah.
and won't help the needy. And even though, like, I don't think you called them, but even
No, I
though,
did.
oh,
But
you
his
did?
church wouldn't help. Yeah.
Oh, see, fuck him.
Hmm.
Fuck him. He's
Yeah.
gonna, no,
Not to make
no,
it worse, but yeah, his church
no,
wouldn't
fuck him.
help.
I can't, see, right there. That dude could, like, this isn't a joke. One person, him and his church, could solve homelessness in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Could solve it. But you'd rather have, like take your $8 million home and all your land and your property, build tiny homes on it, put those people in there, because that's what Jesus would have done.
Yeah.
There's a reason why people turn away from religion because they think that's what God is. That's not what God is. That's what
Yeah.
that piece of shit Joel Osteen is.
Yeah,
Like, I
exactly.
hate Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
Boy, ugh. We've done a couple. We've done. I've just. It's different when you see shit firsthand.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it.
I know. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I helped during the floods in South Carolina in 2015, and that's how I feel about Red Cross and Goodwill because
Yeah.
they were getting all kinds of donations. And when I was out there helping, there was an apartment complex that had gotten flooded too. So I was out there doing the same thing with sandbags, ripping out drywall for people's houses. I was going house to house with food, all kinds of stuff. And I worked on that flood for over a month, just helping everybody get on their feet. But I watched Red Cross come out in their little truck in front of the news truck. And I asked them, I was like, what donations do you have on here for the people in the apartment complex? They're like, nothing. We were told to come out here, drive with an empty truck in front of the news camera to where they could get a video of us and then leave. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Pissed me off. And then we had like people that was in the first shelter that had opened up in this building. Red Cross had brought out cots, so these people were sleeping on those cots before it even got nighttime. So it was about 7 or 8 o'clock that night. Red Cross came back in, took the cots out from underneath people, and left with them because they had to go somewhere else. So I had to go to the National Guard unit to go get more cots so these people had something to sleep on because if not, they wouldn't have had anything. Dude, let me tell you, I was so mad. I was telling everybody, don't nobody ever donate to Red Cross because they do not help. They pocket most of the donations that they get. And then Goodwill was getting all kinds of donations. And they're like, oh, well, the flood victims, we'll give them 10% off. Like, you're getting donations specifically for them. And then they were like throwing away stuff too because they had so many donations that they were just throwing in the trash. They wasn't even opening up the donations out of the stuff. They were just throwing it away. And so I was like, you'll throw it away, but you won't give it to the people that need it. So I'm like, X, I won't go to Goodwill. I won't help Red Cross. And I hate both of them.
Yeah. I don't blame you. For anybody who doesn't know this, you can go online, and I can't remember the what the actual document or the website is. But before you make any type of donation to anybody, there is a page that shows you all the public records. You could just probably type it on Chat GPT or whatever, but it's a public page that shows you exactly what amount of your
Mm-hmm.
dollar goes to actual helping people. It's a joke. I
It
mean,
really is. I've seen
people,
some of them was like less than 10 cents
yeah, it's really, really
a
bad.
dollar. Like it's gross.
And that's probably why I like what you're doing so much with the churches, is because people have turned leading, like saving you as far as faith goes, or helping you as far as charity goes. They've turned
Mm-hmm.
it into a business. Like, it's
Yeah.
not supposed to be a business. Like, how come if I give you $1 to give to someone in need, you can't give them the whole dollar? How come when I'm tithing or whatever, why can't you help a starving kid? Like,
Yeah.
it makes no sense. Like I said, I know I've said it 15 fucking times since we started this, but the way that you did it couldn't have been done better. And, you know, regardless of, your faith or how you feel about stuff, God put that in your hands. There's like even the way you look, and I mean this as a compliment with all the tattoos, everything else, like you're showing people that you don't have to be squeaky clean to have
Yeah.
a big heart and want to help people. Like, didn't I see something that like you raised money or something to help? There was something, or maybe you shared it on your Facebook. There was something for $75,000. I can't remember what it was, or maybe I'm misremembering.
I don't know. I help people raise money everywhere, so I don't know
Ma-
which one you're talking about.
Maybe you just shared something. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it's just you taking the time. My buddy that's real big on social media, Justin Danger, Nunley, he does it. If a kid's in need or whatever, that it's crazy to think that somebody like you, somebody like him, um, you'll do more in a day than a church will do in a year.
Yeah.
And that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, it's crazy. I trust people that are out doing stuff more than I trust a church.
Well, you just see, like, if you've been through shit, you want to help people.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And,
agree with that. Yeah. I grew
and,
up really poor, so I'm just like, I hate to see other people suffer. Like, I hate it, especially when there's kids involved. But, and
oh
then I also have
yeah,
like a soft spot for people that's in active addiction or whatever, because I lost my stepmom and my best friend to drugs.
yeah,
So I can't stand for people to judge people, and I can't stand for people to like look down on people. I see people all the time. They'll be like, "Oh, I can't give that homeless person $3 because they might go buy something bad with it." I'm like, what if they really need food or water? I don't
yeah,
care. I just know that I'm donating money because I know that I'm going to help. And to me, too, I'm like, even if they buy cigarettes or alcohol, like, can you imagine living on the street every single day?
yeah.
Like, who cares? So, like, I don't know. It's just,
I'm real
I
bad
just hate
about
the way
giving
people
homeless
think
people.
sometimes.
I'm real bad about giving homeless people. I'll go get them food. Like I just there's some I don't know. And I know
I will even go in with them and eat with them
yeah,
because a lot of
that's
places
cool.
will turn them away and they won't even feed them.
Yeah,
Like in South Carolina, it was illegal to go into like McDonald's and come back out and give them food. Like it was illegal. You could
really?
go, yeah, it was illegal. Blew my mind. So I would take them, go inside the restaurant, sit down with them and eat just where they were allowed to come in because they would try to kick them out if they came in, but you couldn't take them outside and give them food because it was illegal.
That is
And it's
wild to me.
crazy. Yeah, I was like, why is it illegal to feed a person? Like, it's a person. It's crazy. But yeah,
I
it's
could
illegal.
I could get into all that with you, why I think, but but
They
then
want
there,
them to disappear. That's all that
yeah,
it is. They don't
that,
want them there,
well,
period.
it's just like anything else. Like I don't know, I'm a conspiracy theory nut anyway.
Hmm.
Like I believe in all kind of weird shit, but I do think that's a form of population control.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that they know that they make life so bad for some people, you know, that's one less mouth to
Well,
feed.
okay. Conspiracy. I don't know if you ever heard about. Did you know that in California they used to kidnap homeless people to go do experiments on them?
No, but it makes sense.
Yeah. So I was like doing a deep dive a few years back, and there was all kinds of like stories where homeless people were just disappearing. Like you would see like a whole homeless encampment, and it'd be filled up one day. The next day, everybody would just be gone,
Yeah.
and everybody was just like they're disposable to these people because they could go experiment and do these drug tests on them and stuff like that. Because nobody was going to report them as missing persons and all that kind of stuff. Like they could just kill them and get away with it. And I was like, how insane is that? But this reporter was literally going around, hey, stop. This reporter was really going around and like monitoring the homeless sites in California. And it was happening all over. It was crazy. I'm
It
pretty sure you can still find it on YouTube, but it was a few years back that I
it
seen
makes
it.
sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Just another body to figure something out on. Before we get off here in a few minutes, how I'm really interested to know how you got into the being a rehab coach, or maybe I'm not saying the actual title right or anything, but
Like the drug addiction
drug
counseling.
addiction counseling. Yeah.
So I applied to start school back for my mental health counseling, and a friend of mine is actually working there as a drug addiction counselor. So when she found out that I was going back to school for my master's, she was like, "Hey, we need counselors," and I was like, "Perfect," because I have a soft spot anyways. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll start that," and so I got hired, and I absolutely love it. Love it. I love working there. I love helping people. I love my patients. So yeah, it is a hard thing. I just lost my first patient.
No.
I just found out about it on Monday. So Monday was really hard. That's the reason why I wasn't like on TikTok a lot. Or, no, what is today? Stay
Monday.
Monday? Oh, okay. So Friday I found out. So yeah, I wasn't on social media really much on Friday. It was just a hard day. It was my first patient and it's just really like I knew taking this job, like it was there, but in my mindset, I was just like, I want to save everybody. Um, so yeah, it's really hard not to blame yourself, or like feel guilty, like I didn't do something right. I didn't ask them enough questions because, I thought they were doing good. They were doing everything right. They were doing everything they were supposed to do. So it's just making me now, I'm like a little hawk around my patients and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, but I'm just like, it's so hard. It's a hard job.
You have such a
Um,
servant's heart. Yeah, I mean,
well, thank
you
you.
really do. Like those preachers and stuff ought to be lucky that they're getting to deal with you. And I'm serious. Like
Yeah.
you are one of those that I literally say it about the bikers all the time, dude. And I know I've said it a couple times, but they'll do stuff that somebody who's driving a Rolls Royce won't.
Yeah.
When somebody says, "I'll give you the shirt off my back," no, you won't. But
Yeah.
that person over there that's not had a shirt on their back in the first place will.
Yeah.
It takes somebody going through hell to make sure that the person next to them doesn't have to go through hell. So
Yeah.
I can look at you and it's almost like a mirror. 'Cause I got a bunch of trauma, I got a bunch of bullshit, bunch of shit to deal with as a kid,
Yeah.
and all kind of stuff. And I just admire you because it's like, man, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do between the counseling, the what you're doing right now. I say I don't believe in coincidences. Like I don't think that you just randomly came up with that. I mean, it might have felt like you did,
Yeah.
but it was done through you for a reason.
Yeah.
Like
No, I believe that too. I believe everything happens for a reason. Um, yeah. So even like earlier, I'm gonna go back and backpedal a little bit, but you said
okay,
that you went through a breakup last year and it was hard. I went through one 2 years ago. That's what put me on my healing journey
yeah,
and started
mine
my
too.
therapy. And that's how I got my neck tattoo
Of course you
because I
did.
have BPD. And like I went through that breakup and like I don't know, like well, we'd already been broken up. She was dating somebody else, but like all kinds of stuff. And then like we got back together and then like we broke up again. And then I was just in my studio one day and I was like, I'm gonna give myself a neck tattoo.
You gave
Like,
yourself that.
yeah, it wasn't this pretty. No, so this was the cover up of it. So I'm
Okay,
literally like in my studio and like in the mirror and like my glass doors, so like everybody in the studio could see me, and I'm just in there like da da da, and then I'm like, how am I supposed to see this while I tattoo? Like I was just like out of it, like just completely like gone in one of my episodes. And so I'm just sitting here like tattooing my neck, and then I'm like, oh my god! Like once it like reality hit, I was like, I'm tattooing my neck. So I'm like calling up everybody. I'm like, who can fix it? Like who can fix it? Because I messed up. And then I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. And so like I'm calling everybody up, and my friend, she's like, all right, come on over. So I had to drive an hour and a half to her house. And I'm like, all right, dude, she's never tattooed before. Never even touched a tattoo gun. So I'm like on my arm, like letting her practice to try to teach her how to do it. I'm like, okay, now do it. And so she's sitting there all night long trying to tattoo my neck. And then I went for a whole year with this crappy tattoo on my neck that she did. Well, we both kind of did it. And then finally I like paid somebody to like cover it up. I'm like, make it look better, like for the most part.
what
And then
was it?
like, oh my God, it was awful. But I was
Was
like,
there?
this is what like I made a video on my old TikTok and I was like, this is what BPD looks like. Like, help me. Like I was like freaking out. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm real. Anytime something traumatic happens in my life, I get a tattoo. Like
Yeah.
anytime. I don't know if it's being a masochist, whatever the fuck it is, but it's like I have to. I had
Yeah. But I'll
this.
be tattooing myself. This was the first time I ever tattooed my neck. Now everybody's like, don't tattoo your face the next time. And I'm like, oh won't.
I hope not. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been there, dude. But it's
Yeah.
just it's. I don't know. It's funny you say your healing journey. I was a completely different person mentally 2 years ago.
Same.
Completely. Like I still don't have a great amount of patience, but I got way more patience now. I really do. I don't think I lose anymore. Like I don't like even when I have a bad day, I don't think it's a loss. I think it's a learning
Yeah.
experience. I just refuse to I just refuse to see the bad anymore. Like
Yeah.
it does
Same.
no good. Like there's never been a time in anybody's life that you've been in a negative situation and you acted negative and it made it positive.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't work. It's like when bad shit happens to me now, I'm like, fuck, that sucks. All
Yeah.
right, what am I doing next? Let's go. Like I refuse. You probably need to write a book, dude. Like
I
the fact.
did. I did write a book.
Okay, what is
I
it?
wrote a self-help book last June. Well, I published it last June or July. Just a self-help book on how to leave and heal from a narcissist. And then right now I
Damn, did
got a
we
whole
date the
five
same girl?
and right now I'm writing like a 5 series like It's just a novel though. It's just about vampires. But I'm writing about that. So
Okay,
it's like
I'll
five
probably skip
books.
the vampires, but
Yeah,
the self
but
help
the
one I'll probably
self-help
check
book,
out.
yeah. Yeah, I have that. But yeah, that book, like my old TikTok before it got banned, like my whole thing was just my whole healing journey from day
Yeah,
one to like the end. And it was just amazing. Like I would go back and watch videos from 2 years ago and I'm like, who in the heck is that? Because that is not me. Like
I
complete
swear to you,
180.
I don't recognize me. I
Yeah.
like when I see something or whatever I'm saying or who that person is, I'm like, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get how you let everything like that get to you. I mean, a bunch of it's got to do with mental health, I know, but it's like, why? Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, yes.
I have absolutely no idea what the hell just happened. I'll just credit that one to the devil. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. But I just want to thank you wholeheartedly for doing this show today and hanging out with me for a little bit. Sorry for the technical difficulties we just had.
You're good.
That never happens. I can't tell you. That's the weirdest shit. Like all of our stuff in the studio completely shut off.
That's weird.
It's very, very weird. Very weird. Um, but you know what? It's okay. Weird shit happens. Um, but like I said, throughout this whole thing, I admire you. I love what you're doing. I hope you know that, at least in my opinion, God's got his hand in it. Um, and I hope you just keep doing stuff and bringing awareness to this. And I'm kind of excited to see what the next thing that you
I'm
would,
already working on it.
give
I'm just
me.
not posting it
Okay. Okay.
until it's done. I
Okay.
learned my lesson. I'm gonna wait.
You gonna wait till you get completely done with the
Yeah.
series before you do it.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anything that I can do to help you whatsoever. And I'd like to check back in with you in a month or so and see where you're at, and let's do another show together. Hear more about you, and especially more of the stuff with the drug counseling and everything. I love that kind of stuff, and the mental health stuff that you're talking about too is just it's just wonderful. It's not every day I'll get somebody on here that is as open and honest as you are, and that's the way you got to be if you're gonna make a difference in the world. And I just
Yeah.
appreciate it probably more than you know.
Well, no, keep doing what you're doing. I think you're amazing. Again, I feel like everything happens for a reason. And I feel like I was meant to have this conversation with you. It does
Same, 100%
impact a
same.
lot of people, though. So keep sharing your story too. I think you're absolutely amazing.
Well,
So,
thank you, thank you. I get worse as the time goes on. You, you, you probably won't like my lesbian jokes. All my lesbian friends, they give me shit, and I give it right back to them.
I'm
Um,
not easily offended, so you're good.
I'm not either. I'm not either at all. I actually kind of like to offend people a little bit, to be honest with you. So, but no, thank you. And from us here at Raising Grace Studios and the Josh Cherry Podcast, if you need anything and we can help with anything that you've got going on in the future or anything you got going on now, please let us know because I'm a fan of you now, not of your social media, but of you. Think you're a real blessing to a lot of people and appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so
You're
much. Real quick before we get off here, though, tell everybody where they can find you on social media, and then I'll leave you the hell alone.
Most everything I'm on is under Nikalie Monroe on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, that's where you'll find me.
Well, y'all make sure y'all go find her. And thank you again, ma'am. Very, very much. Appreciate it. And to everybody that's listening to the show, thank y'all for sticking with us the past 5 years, making us successful. I know that the past couple of months have been kind of sketchy with me. I needed a break. I needed a mental health break. If you need a mental health break, take you one. It'll do you good. And if you got anybody in your family that you know things aren't right, or just loved ones that you know that things aren't right between y'all, make it right because you don't know if you ever get the chance to one day. And I love each and every one of y'all. Thank you all sponsors. This week, too, by the way, I forgot to tell you this before we get off of here, ma'am. This week at Live Oak in Nashville, if you want to bring some formula to the show, what we're going to do is the girl who told us about you, Miss Brienne Young, I guess she put a little, fire in her ass. and now she's wanting to kind of help some folks. So she's going to deliver to some churches and to some needy families and stuff like that. So if you're coming to my show, our live show this week in Nashville, Tennessee on the 19th, or our show the 20th at Nashville Palace, if you bring formula, we're going to give them to Brienne Young, and she's going to distribute it to some of the churches and to some people in need. So I know you at least made a difference that way because she's a mean bitch. And for her to want to do something, it says a lot. So thank you again. And thank you to each and every one of our listeners. We love y'all. We'll see you next time.